Hey, welcome to the channel. Let's talk about the latest comic for VeVe, which is Avengers number 47. So Avengers number 47 is the first appearance of Dane Whitman. I want to make sure that you understand that because there is another version of this comic that is a first appearance for the actual Black Knight. So Avengers 48 is the bigger deal than Avengers 47. So Avengers 47, you get Dane Whitman as a scientist, but not the Black Knight. Doesn't even show him. It does show the second version of the Black Knight, and also if you didn't know, Dane Whitman is the third version of the Black Knight. It does show his uncle, like a flashback in this comic, but it doesn't actually show the Dane Whitman version of the Black Knight, so that's unfortunate. So if you were to think this is the actual first appearance of Black Knight, this seems to be a universal agreement for the most part, or a unanimous agreement, that it is not Black Knight's first appearance. And if you were to read 48, you can see that. In fact, 48 even has him in the cover, so it is a bigger deal. A lot of people would rather have, the superhero and the actual cover on there, and then actually see the Black Knight superhero, inside the comic itself. The ultra rare and the rare VeVe Exclusive Variant Covers are off the chain. This thing looks really cool. So Will Sliney was the guy that created this one, and he's done some other variants. I think he's done at least one on VeVe. I know for a fact he's done, the Fantastic Four number 13. He did that variant. But he also does, he's the guy that came up with Kylo Ren. So he came up with Kylo Ren. He also came up with I think it was the Defenders, I think he came up with. And so he's kind of a big deal, and I'm glad that he's making more of these covers. This cover is really cool. He's done other variants too for other comic books, and he has his own little YouTube series out there. So when it comes to comic book artists, this guy's really good. And so I would not sleep on that actual variant. And like I said, I just like it personally. Let's just say I didn't even know the guy. The variant itself is really cool. And let's see, anything else to talk about? So the number 47 is worth about like $8,000 for the fair market value physically. The 48, Avengers 48, is worth, I think, closer to $20,000, just to give you an idea. So I think eventually they might come out with 48. That would be a nice pair for this comic, just so you can kind of get a continuation of the story. Because 48 does give you a little bit of a backstory as far as him, I guess talking with his uncle and then becoming the Black Knight. There's a little bit of a flashback scene in there. And let's see, anything else for you on this? Not that I can think of. I think we covered for the most part about this comic, that it is a decent comic. I give it a C tier. The 48, if it ever comes out, I would give that one probably a B tier. And I will mention, just to give you a heads up, I think I might actually revamp this tier list. I might go over some of these comics again and judge them a little bit more strict, and even maybe change up my tier system as a whole, as far as maybe give them different letters or different brackets, and try to figure out, just so I can make this a lot more accurate, so we know exactly which ones to truly collect. And with that being said, though, just because they're in a lower tier bracket does not mean you shouldn't collect them, because there's always going to be people that actually like that comic. And if you like the comic, you should collect it. I'll give you an example. So Thanos number 13, great comic. It's really cool. It's an iconic comic, but the physical value is not worth a whole lot. I have it down there in the C list, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't own it. It's still a cool comic. I think the ultra rare variant cover on there is really awesome. The common cover itself is also really cool. That's like a really neat moment of him going up the staircase. So that's all I have though for today. As always, thank you for watching.